Over the last 20 years, I've built up multiple businesses, but I haven't just built businesses from scratch. I've actually went and bought companies. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how I lost £200,000 by buying a company. I want to walk you through that story so you can swipe and deploy ideas that could possibly stop you from the same failures that I've gone through. I don't care whether you've got an online business or a brick and mortar business, this story will help you. Now, in particular, we're going to talk about a day nursery that I bought from someone. It had some reputational problems. It was a bit of a turnaround story, and they're usually the things that I go after. But I did make some mistakes in this deal, so I'm going to share them with you. Let's get into it. So I bought a day nursery. I spent money, £50,000 buying it, and then I had a budget to improve this day nursery. Now I've got 10 other day nurseries, so I know about the sector. Why would this be any different? I've turned around so many businesses before, but there are some things that sort of cropped up in the way that made this a real challenge. And I've got it down here on the flip chart. Now, the first thing that was a big challenge in this business was the overheads. I told you we was in a city in London, and it was much more expensive to have the rents, the rates, and get the staff in this location compared to all of our out of city locations that we already had. Remember, we've got 10 day nurseries. So managing the overheads in a city that are much higher when you don't have enough income coming in is a challenge. Because remember, I told you this was a turnaround business. We bought the day nursery very cheap, and we had to do the thing of turning it around into a commercially profitable enterprise. Having high overheads from the get-go means it costs you more money until you can get into a break-even and hopefully a profitable position. I wasn't enjoying that process. One of the things that made it really difficult was access to our business. See, there wasn't solid transport links. There was loads of road works going on around. The tube station was too far away. The bus station was not close. So getting your customers to your business with ease is a big thing that I've learned over the years. If you've got a website, you want to make sure it's easy enough for people to buy, make sure they can easily find your phone number or easily be able to contact you if they've got a challenge or a problem. Have you got fast enough delivery? See, this stuff, making it easy for your customers to access you and make it easy for your staff to get to your business can be the difference whether they want to work for you or another person. Honestly, I can't go into enough how transport links and being in the best possible location can just make your business more successful. That was a problem. Now, remember I told you this was a turnaround business. So we were buying the business for a really low price, but it didn't have a great reputation. It had an average reputation. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't bad, but it had an average reputation. It had high overheads, terrible transport links, and then we've got this as well. See, if you've got a really great reputation, maybe people will go out of their way to pay the extra for you because of the high overheads. They will go out of their way to go on that longer journey to get to you. But when you've got just an okay reputation, this becomes very difficult. Now, we've turned around lots of businesses. We are really turnaround people in my company. But if you've got a bad reputation, you've got all this other stuff and really high overheads, that diminishes the amount you can spend on marketing to get your reputation higher. Turnaround stuff is difficult. It's difficult. And when you get it right, it can be very successful and very profitable. But in this situation, because of all the other things, this became another nail in the coffin. Now, the most important thing to improving a turnaround business, any business, is having strong management. It is management that maketh the business. They're the people that make the money for the business and keep the cash flow consistent. But you've got to get them there, haven't you? And they've got to want to go there. If they're sitting in long traffic jams, if they are putting all their efforts and energy on something that's really tough and then divulging their efforts from other parts of the business, which they were doing for me, it means that this becomes bottom of the list. And so you really want to make sure that you've got strong management and be able to get the strong management, and the strong management wanting to be able to be on the turnaround journey. And that was difficult because we had to take our resources from other parts of our business to put into this turnaround business, and we just didn't have enough people to turn it around. So strong management was another little failure here, and lack of skills. It's not just the management, but it's the technicians, the people that are running the day-to-day of the business, not the senior management, the people on the floor. We were finding it very difficult to get the people, and skills and lack lack of skills can be the difference between a business just going for gold. Now, here's a great little thing here. We've got the Business Trends and Insights Hub. This is what Amex have created for business owners and entrepreneurs. And on the Business Trends and Insights Hub, there's a whole article on the 5 barriers of growth and how to break through them. Lack of skills is one of them. It gets better than that because there's loads of other resources that you can dive into to help grow your business. There's a link in the video description. Lack of skills and finding people to run your business is difficult if you can't get hold of them. And over the last few years, getting skilled people into this particular sector has been very, very difficult. It's starting to get easier now, but when I was in the depths of it, oh my God, it was so hard. This little failure cost me £200,000. Let's actually break down the numbers. How was that made up? Well, we bought the business, we bought the day nursery, £50,000. But there's a huge time cost that I've allocated, my time and lots of senior management team trying to turn the business around. Now I've quantified those hours. That's another £45,000. That's £95,000 now on legal costs, senior time costs, buying the business. But then on top of that, we was making losses every month. So we were producing monthly management accounts, which is a really key thing to do when you're doing turnaround business and building any business, so that you can know what to do in the business, because what doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. So I was looking at the monthly profit and loss, and every month we were doing year-to-date losses. So January loss, February loss, March loss, April loss, May loss, and I was adding them all up, and we got to a £45,000 year-to-date loss. But it goes further than that. We was actually spending money. We, spruced the place up, another £25,000 on a little mini refurb. But then we wanted to get out of the lease, so we had to pay rent when we closed it, because we worked out it's better to close and not pay staff and not pay overheads and just pay rents and rates while it's closed, rather than actually the monthly loss of keeping it open. So to get out of the lease, because when you get out of a lease you have to pay a landlord a fee to get out of the lease, that was another £35,000. There's a big lesson here. Closing a business down actually costs you money. It's not free to close a business down. And then there's this opportunity cost. And this is the big thing that I want to talk about now, is what does it cost you in your time by not putting your efforts and energies onto the right stuff in your business? And I think that's cost at least £100,000. So really, the £200,000 is the minimum amount. I think it's cost us well in excess of £200,000 if you add in the opportunity cost, with my team and my head being in much better use of my time. Let's just go one step further here. Just wanted to talk to you about cutting your losses here. When you're looking at something and it's not making you money, and that opportunity cost, you're thinking, you're that little man, you got your pickaxe and you're digging away hoping that there's going to be a diamond at the end of the tunnel. Or should you be starting a new tunnel because you think the diamond's going to be a lot closer? And that's the mindset of entrepreneurs and business owners. How long do you keep digging the tunnel hoping to find the gold? Years in the game helps you be more experienced, and I'm much better now at cutting my losses and putting my energies and efforts and my team's energies and efforts onto things that are going to be much more successful, much more quicker. But that's just enjoyable. You've only got so much time, and I want to use my time as effectively as possible. That's what great entrepreneurs do. And so I knew that I had to cut my losses with this business, and I didn't want to give it another 2-3 years. I think I could have got it profitable. I think I could have turned it around, but I didn't want to wait all the time to see that happen, because I just had better opportunities on my plate. There's no such thing as failure. It's feedback, gang. You've got to make some mistakes along your way if you want to be seriously successful, so you know what not to do, so that you do the right stuff better. And that's what I've learned as an entrepreneur over the last 20 years. There's no such thing as failure. It's only feedback. Know when to cut your losses. If you've got an opportunity that is much easier, that's going to get you a much better return on your time, return on your investment much quicker, then you should be doing that. And you shouldn't put your resources into things that you think are just going to be so difficult, that are going to lose you so much money when there's something better over there. That said, if you're close, maybe you should keep going. No one said it's easy, gang. Well, that's the role of entrepreneurship. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're bringing out great new videos to help grow your business. I'm James Sinclair. See you in the next one.